Hi, let's have a real conversation about decision making, and in particular about the choices that you ask your employees to make every day. There's an interesting theory. It was a Dr. Ray Baumeister a number of years ago who put out a theory about decision fatigue. And decision fatigue, if you don't mind me just reading for a second, is this point. After making many decisions, your ability to make more and more decisions over the course of the day becomes worse. So we're living in an environment where most organizations believe that a cultural norm should be a very high level of collaboration, very high level of kind of democracy around making choices collectively as opposed to individually. And in general, I support that. But I also am concerned if we're constantly going to our employees and saying, you know, what color should the logo be, or where should we all go to lunch today? Or do you think that this report should be in 14-point type or 12-point type? I think sometimes we can distribute decision-making in our organizations so broadly and almost indiscriminately that people get fatigued by having to be involved in so many different aspects of the organization's activities, some of them somewhat trivial in nature. And so I would just ask you to be careful to avoid decision fatigue in your organization. There may be times when an employee would rather hear, this is what we're going to do, and this is when we're going to do it. Here's the budget, here's the time frame, whatever, as opposed to saying, well, what do you think it should be? Now, again, I want to be careful. I'm not preaching here an autocratic style of leadership where people just make decisions for other people. I'm just saying be careful to only involve people in decisions when it's important for them to be involved in the decision, when they have something to offer in the course of making that decision, and when it's something that can't easily be determined or decided by another person, without having to bring other people's energy into something that's distracting them from other things that they're doing. So just be careful not to create decision fatigue in your organization. Not everybody needs to get a vote on everything that's happening. And sometimes we're actually, I know this from being married for 45 years, sometimes that, hey, what are we gonna have for dinner tonight conversation? The best answer for that is for one of us to say, this is what we're having for dinner tonight, and not involve me in a decision that I don't want to be involved in, or that actually fatigues me from having to be involved in it. So try to be judicious in the number of times you ask your employees for input. Try to be thoughtful about the energy that you're asking them to expend in being part of the decision-making process, and don't put decision fatigue on them in the workplace if you can avoid it. Thank you.